Broadcasting on the Sports Quotient, Sports Radio America, and Spreaker.com, you're listening to What's the Score, the sports news quiz. I'm your game master, Josh Scheibe, and here is your host at the BLC studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Thanks, everyone. I'm excited to be here for this inaugural episode of What's the Score? We've got a great show in store for you today. Our contestants and panelists will be put to the test with our quizzes to see just how well they know the sports world.
Before we welcome in our first contestant, we'd like to encourage all of you to go check out our social media pages. You can find us on Facebook at What's the Score and on Twitter at WTS Sports Quiz.
If you ever miss a live show, you can find it on Spreaker.com. Just type What's the Score in the search bar and click on the latest episode.
If you'd like to call and play our games on air, email us at WTSSportsQuiz@gmail.com.
It's time to meet our first contestant. Hi, you're on What's the Score?
Hi, this is Sid Powell from Naples, Florida.
Sid, what do you do down in Naples?
I deliver food to Walmart so everybody can eat.
Oh, well, we appreciate that. As hungry Americans, we thank you for your service to your country, sir.
Absolutely.
Do you follow any sports teams at all, Sid?
Absolutely. My New England Patriots.
New England Patriots. My goodness, don't hear too many honest Patriot fans. Have you been a Patriot fan for a long time, or have you been just a Brady-era fan?
Since a teenager.
Wow. Well, you don't find too many of those. Well, congratulations. We're happy to have you on the show. Sid, let's introduce you to our panel this week. First up, it is a fitness and UFC analyst for the BG Sports Show, and, of course, everybody needs one, our token Minnesota Vikings fan. It's Connor Christensen.
Hey, guys. Happy to be here.
Welcome
nice
to the
to
show,
meet you,
Connor.
too.
All right, next up is a residential closing coordinator at Nightberry Title in Cedarburg, Wisconsin, a man that loves watching sports at any level. His greatest claim to fame in the sports world, at least according to him, is being the father of world-renowned sports commentator Baxter Colburn. It's Kurt Colburn.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate being here. And, yes, all I can do is live in his spotlight.
Oh, my
That's all
goodness.
I can do.
A shameless flatter. It'll get you everywhere. And finally, an avid sports fan who specializes in Wisconsin sports, but is also a supporter of St. Louis sports because Lord knows they need help as well. His favorite sports are football, baseball, and hockey. He was also a co-host of the Bax and Grant Sports Show for a year. It's Grant Coppersmith.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
You put the G in BG Sports Show.
That's true. He does.
You the man.
He is the G of BG Sports Show.
Thank you.
He puts the Grant in Bax and Grant. I don't know.
Oh, wow. That's
Well
weird.
done, sir.
Wow.
Well done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Sid, we're going to be playing our first game called Quotable Context. Our wonderful game master, Josh Scheibe, will read you 4 quotes from this week's news, and you will tell us the context of each quote. Answer 3 out of 4 questions correctly, and you will win our prize, a What's the Score t-shirt. Are you ready to play, sir?
Absolutely.
All right, here is your first clue.
Jesus H. Roosevelt Christ. That was a pretty run by Aaron Rodgers.
That was SB Nation's Acme Packing Company on Twitter after Aaron Rodgers ran in for a late touchdown against which team this week?
That would be the Detroit Lions.
That is correct. Aaron
Nice
Rodgers
job.
was fed up with his receivers not getting open all night. Let's be honest, that's every week. So he decided to take matters into his own hands and ran for a 17-yard touchdown that gave the Packers the momentum they needed to come from behind to defeat the Detroit Lions on Thursday night.
Yeah, I just want to point out that I said that James Jones wasn't the answer. He did well for a couple weeks, and then what has he done since then, guys?
Exactly.
Huh?
Absolutely.
Oh, where's the
Lately.
answer? What has James Jones done
Exactly.
since then?
Devontae Adams has been absolutely useless. Jeff Janis is great in the return game, and Jared Aberdurus has
He's
Yet to grow.
he's
ribs.
rising.
He's coming.
He's coming
He had a
back.
really good game against the Denver Broncos.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is very true.
You're lost without Jordy Nelson.
And you know
You
when
are. You
It's
got
true.
nothing without him.
Well, he does good commercials, though.
Oh,
That
that's
is
very
true.
Yeah.
That
He's
is
a
very
terrible
true.
actor, but they're hilarious.
That is very true.
You know,
All
I've been
right.
saying all along that, we just need Rodgers to tuck the ball and run more because I got so sick of watching him dance around in the pocket.
Fair enough. All right, well, Sid, here is your next quote.
David Price will be making $85,000 a day for the next 7 years. I don't make that if you add up my last 4 years' salary.
That was an outraged fan on Twitter after it was revealed that the Boston Red Sox will pay Price how much money over the next 7 years?
$216 million.
That is correct, sir.
Yeah.
Remember the last time I made $216 million? That is, no. Right now.
Still waiting for my cut.
Yeah, exactly. David Price is the highest paid pitcher ever with that contract, although it is rumored that Zach Greinke will surpass this mark in the very near future as well. So I mean, I wish I made $85,000 a year, let alone a day. So,
Well, I thought you were paying me that.
Your check's in the mail. Your
Oh,
check's in the mail.
okay, good.
Fair enough. All right, Sid. Here is your next quote.
Me versus Jesus in the octagon? I tell you what, there's not a man alive that can beat me. But Jesus ain't alive, so I don't know. Maybe he can come back from the dead. I don't know. I'd still whoop his ass.
That was which fiery Irishman's comments about how confident he is going into this upcoming UFC 194 fight?
It would be Mr. McGregor, would it not?
Mr. McGregor, does he have a first name?
Colin?
Colin?
I mean, he got the last name.
He got it. That's
got
true.
the
We'll
last
give it to
name.
him. We'll give it to him.
Hey! Good one.
It's UFC fighter Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor.
McGregor is not camera shy and once again gave the sports media world something to buzz over. It does raise a good question now as a what-if scenario, though. If Jesus were to come back and fight, he is technically undefeated during his career and loves using his signature hand of God right hook and, of course, the people's elbow as well. Jesus even claims to have the entire world in his hands, so McGregor really does have his work cut out for him if this fight were to ever take place. So we'll see. Conor, you're the UFC expert.
Yeah.
I mean, do you
well,
think
I would assume that
Jesus versus
Jesus
Conor?
would have all of the styles completely mastered. So I think that he would take the southpaw stance and just rock him.
Wow. So Jesus
is southpaw.
Well, I say he could switch back and forth.
Fair enough.
There you go.
Well, yeah, he's all knowing, so he's going to know
That's-
what he's doing.
And
Well,
all
it's
seeing.
easily a KO, and within
Is he
whatever
better than
three-
Ronda?
Is he? Oh, I mean,
Jesus versus Ronda. That's the
better question.
That's the fight.
about that one.
I like it.
Maybe
it.
she can just box her way out of it.
If she's able to throw him, I'm not sure.
If she
But,
gets Jesus on the mat, it could be a different
Yeah.
fight.
Hey.
All right, Sid, here is your final quote, sir.
Okay.
You gave a 6-year-old boy his Laker dream, and I'll always love you for it. But I can't love you obsessively for much longer. This season is all I have left to give.
That was an excerpt from a heartfelt and emotional poem issued by a future NBA Hall of Famer that announced he's retiring from basketball at the end of the season. Who is that basketball player, sir?
I'm going to say that would be Kobe Bryant.
That is correct. Kobe
Nice.
announced his retirement in a poem written in the Players' Tribune. Over his career, he's won 5 NBA championships, although Shaq gets credit for most of those, 2 Olympic gold medals, and countless other awards. His impact on the game of basketball will be forever missed and always recognized. Josh, how did Sid do on our quiz?
Sid had a perfect game. He had 4 out of 4, and that means he's a winner.
Hey, congratulations!
Sid.
It's always good to have the first contestant as a winner.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. All right, Sid, thank you so much for playing, sir. Enjoy your night.
Thank you. You too.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to What's the Score, the sports news quiz. I'm Josh Scheibe. We're playing this week with Connor Christensen, Kurt Colburn, and Grant Coppersmith. And here again is your host at the BLS Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Thanks, everyone. Before we play our next game, it's time for our panelists to showcase their knowledge about this week's sporting news.
Wow.
They seem a little nervous, Josh.
They do.
Here we
They do
go.
Indeed.
What's the worst that could happen? All right,
Nothing.
Connor.
Okay.
It was Katy Perry roaring last year. Now this year's Super Bowl halftime show will have Jerusalem bells a-ringing and Roman cavalry choirs singing when who performs?
Oh man, that's gotta be Coldplay.
That is correct!
Even I knew that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is the 50th Super Bowl, and we even heard rumors of Bruno Mars coming back for
Yes.
a rerun, and Kanye West as well.
No.
Thank God it finally ended being Coldplay, though, that won the bid.
Also, Imagine Dragons. That would have been cool,
Oh,
too.
Yeah.
that'd
Yeah,
be a cool show.
Coldplay though.
Kurt, this week, which team
Yes.
became the first in NFL history to lead for the entire game and still lose?
I believe that was the team that played the Packers. better known as the Detroit Lions.
That is
Yeah.
Correct. There is one team in the NFL that could pull off such a feat. It really could only be the Lions.
Rip Michigan
Or
fans.
the Bears. Or the Vikings. No bias towards the Packers at all, of course.
None.
However, this game really did showcase that the Lions are a team that will continue to strive for new and extreme ways to disappoint their fans. Now Lion fans have a true taste of what it's like to cheer for the Cleveland Browns.
I mean, wow. Jeez. Well, look at the Wolverine fans. If you're a
Michigan
Detroit
as
Lion
a whole,
fan,
sports fans this
so
year in
rough.
Michigan.
Because they did the same thing. They led the entire game.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just a Michigan thing. I love it. All right, Grant, what home run slugging, steroid using MLB legend was named the Miami Marlins batting coach this week?
Barry Bonds.
That is correct.
Oh.
Barry Bonds, the kid on backyard baseball that never lived up to the hype, yet still did okay for himself in the real world. The steroid scandal did tarnish his career legacy. However, if there is anyone in the baseball world that knows how to hit a ball, Bonds is the guy. Miami will be fortunate to have him on their payroll.
What if they hit it into the new living rooms? Or no, that's a football
That's
stadium.
the football stadium. Yeah, I hit it over the fence into the pool.
Well, maybe with enough drugs, he can get it over
That
there.
is true.
go.
That is very true. I love it. All right. So, well done. Each of you got a point.
Hey, yeah, look at that. Good job.
Way to go, guys.
Well, gentlemen, we are heading to a break, but when we come back, our next contestant will showcase just how closely they follow the sports world. You're listening to What's the Score on Sports Radio America and the Sports Quotient. From the Sports Quotient and Sports Radio America, this is What's the Score, the Sports News Quiz. I'm Josh Scheibe. We're playing this week with Connor Christensen, Kurt Colburn, and Grant Coppersmith. And here again is your host at the BLC Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh.
All right.
Thanks, everyone. Coming up, we put our panelists to the test in our Name 5 Panelist Showdown and make them quake in their boots. If you'd like to call, though, and play our games on air, simply drop us an email at wtsportsquiz@gmail.com.
And now we're in the studio audience for our second game called Wait, What's the Score? We've got a couple of contestants here. Please introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Liz from La Crosse.
Hi, I'm Chelsea from the Twin Cities in Minnesota.
All right, Liz and Chelsea, welcome to the show. We're glad to have you here. You're going to be playing a game, as Josh mentioned, called Wait, What's the Score? Fitting, really, since we have a show called What's the Score? Sorry. Anyway, I thought that was funny. Nobody else? Thank you. You're a terrible audience.
Good one.
Is that famous?
I don't know. Game master Josh Scheibe
it
will
is.
read you 4 scores from this past week's games. Correctly answer 3 of them, and you will win our prize, a What's the Score t-shirt. Are you ladies ready to go? I'll take your silence as yes. Okay. All right. Here is your first score.
Denver Broncos versus New England Patriots. Was it A, 28-21 Denver in overtime, B, 28-24 Denver, or C, 30-24 Denver in overtime?
We're going to go with the last one you said in overtime.
That is correct.
The Denver Broncos proving that Peyton Manning does need to file for retirement. Maybe he's got AARP. Hopefully, I don't know. But Broncos, while you're one of the few quarterbacks in the NFL that can say he's undefeated against Tom Brady as well.
He is nationwide, so it's fine.
He's fine. It's on his side.
And they're on their side. Yep.
I
Good
love
job.
it.
All right, the next one. Texas versus Baylor. Was it A, 23-17 Texas, B, 45-35 Baylor, or C, 23-20 Texas?
Ooh, that's a tough one,
That is
Chelsea.
tough. I don't follow college, so. yikes.
Okay, let's just try the first answer you gave us.
That is correct.
Well done, ladies. Well done. Once again, the Big 12 showing that they don't need a conference championship game, especially with upsets like this happening all the time. That's one of the reasons why they will, continue to struggle to make it in the Final Four in the college football playoffs, although Oklahoma will be representing the Big 12 this year, so congratulations to them.
All right, our next one is a game that was close to our hearts this week. Green Bay Packers versus the Detroit Lions. Was it A, 21-20 Green Bay, B, 27-23 Green Bay, or C, 27-24 Green Bay?
It was 27-23.
That is correct.
Well done. Well done. I need to confess that I was watching the game with the sound off and awoke my wife as I ran out of the bedroom in excitement after Richard Rodgers caught the touchdown, which caused mass havoc and binge drinking around Wisconsin. But nevertheless, Green Bay emerging with a very much-needed victory, but there is still plenty of work to be done down the rest of the season, though.
All right, here is our final question, our final score. USC versus Stanford. Was it A, 30-27 USC, B, 41-22 Stanford, or C, 2017 Stanford?
I'm going to go with B.
That is correct.
Hey, well done. My goodness.
Let's give him something tough.
I know. USC and Stanford. Stanford was not able to book a ticket to the Final Four in the college football playoffs, unfortunately, but USC ending the season with a 25th ranking overall. They will take on Wisconsin in the Holiday Bowl as well, so congratulations to them on a great season as well. So, Josh, Mr. Game Master, did our ladies do well enough to win?
They did. They did indeed. They had 4 out of 4, a perfect score. They are winners.
Yeah.
Well done, Liz and Chelsea. Congratulations. We will be sending you our What's the Score t-shirts. Congratulations. From the Sports Quotient and Sports Radio America, this is What's the Score, the sports news quiz. I'm Josh Scheibe. We are playing this week with Connor Christensen, Kurt Colburn, and Grant Coppersmith. And here again is your host at the BLC studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn. Thank you, Josh. In just a minute, we're going to be putting our panelists to the test with our Name 5 panelist showdown. But first, it's time to answer some more questions from the week's news. Connor. Hey, why do you always do that?
Every time he's like,
Jeez.
Just put me on the spot.
He's very intimidating.
He is. All
say
right.
his name, he jumps across the room.
Connor, I'll say it in a nice, relaxing voice. Connor,
Oh, yes.
a new NFL record was set this past week when what quarterback threw a game-winning and game-ending 61-yard touchdown pass?
Can I have a hint?
He plays in the NFC North.
Was it Aaron Rodgers?
That is correct!
Yeah!
Fantastic.
That took me way longer than it should
I
have.
really should have. Packer fans, did you ever really doubt?
No.
With the game on the line, Rodgers rolled out to the right and launched a pass so far and so high it almost hit the roof of Ford Field. Green Bay won the game and is now looking to finish their season off on a high note.
All right, Grant, the next question is for you. The Boston Celtics and Sacramento Kings played an international game this week as the NBA looks to continue building their global audience. Where did the game take place?
China. I don't know.
That is incorrect. Correct answer we were looking for is Mexico City.
Oh,
The NBA is doing their best to stay on pace with the NFL by playing international games to help grow their audience. However, playing in Mexico City really confused some stray soccer fans who showed up to the game. The refs had to keep stopping the game due to every single time a basket was scored, the fans would go wild. They'd throw things and light them on fire and throw them onto the field. Only joking, of course, but it did appear that basketball has a long way to go before it grows to an international audience like the NFL. Kurt, question for you, sir.
I'm
After
ready.
this last week's game against the Lions, Aaron Rodgers has now completed 2 passes of 60 or more yards twice in his career.
Oh, boy.
Over the last 10 years, how many more times has this happened in the NFL?
Oh, I'm thinking that's probably a pretty low number. I'm going to give it 8.
Ooh, you gave it too much.
I gave it too much.
Too much. The correct answer is 2.
Oh.
Aaron
I'm
Rodgers.
Sorry. I'd held that up for you.
Did
but
you
I
know
wasn't
it was
listening to
two?
the question. I didn't listen to the question.
Okay.
No, I didn't hear the question.
Sorry.
To help out your fellow panelists. Jeez.
10 years is a long time. I thought.
My goodness. That's fine. It's fine. Aaron Rodgers, though, of course, continues to dazzle fans and keep the Packers very much in the playoff hunt with that victory. Green Bay moves to 8-4 on the season and is now tied with the Minnesota Vikings for the lead in the division and owns the tiebreaker as well. So, with that being said, only Grant got a point. No, Connor is the only one that got a point that round. So.
Well, I mean, I got a basketball question.
You got to pay attention. Pay attention.
Come on.
All right.
You mean you don't
That's
play
fair.
basketball?
The time for our Name 5 panelist showdown is just moments away. Stick around. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz on Sports Radio America and the Sports Quotient. From the Sports Quotient and Sports Radio America, this is What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. I'm Josh Scheibe. We are playing this week with Connor Christensen, Kurt Colburn, and Grant Coppersmith. And here again is your host at the BLC Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Thanks, everyone. Remember, if you'd like to call and play our game on air, simply drop us an email at wtsportsquiz@gmail.com. Time now for the moment you have all been waiting for, the Name 5 Panelist Showdown.
It's a showdown.
I can't wait.
Our panelists will be given 3 topics in which they will have 10 seconds to name 5 people, teams, places, or things related to the sports world. Each panelist will have the same category. However, they cannot repeat answers. 1 point is awarded for each correct answer.
Game Master Josh, can you please give us the scores, sir?
Grant is at 1 point. Connor is at 2, and Kurt also has 1.
We will go age before, we'll go beauty before age. Now, Grant will lead us off.
Wait, what?
No, I'm kidding. We're not going to lead us off. No, Connor,
There we go.
you will lead us off, sir.
There we go.
Rude!
Are
There's the
you
beauty.
ready?
I am born ready.
10 seconds on the clock.
Name 5 current NFL quarterbacks.
Aaron Rodgers, Teddy Bridgewater, Tony Romo, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning.
That is correct. Time. Nicely done. Next up is Grant. 10 seconds on the clock. Ready? Begin.
Ben Roethlisberger, Carson Palmer, Josh McCown because he started the season.
Time.
I was trying to think Buccaneers.
That 3 for him on that one. All right. Not the worst. Not the worst.
Yeah, does McCown count it? Because I
He
was
does.
like
He started.
Browns.
He started.
So I get the same question after they've already answered
You
half
now-
the quarterbacks?
Half. That was.
Okay.
You got 8. You got 8 out of the 32 starting quarterbacks.
Okay,
So,
I'll
all
try my
right.
best.
Got plenty.
10 seconds on the clock. Kurt, are you ready?
Starting
sir?
quarterbacks, right?
Starting quarterbacks.
Okay.
Current starting quarterbacks. On your mark. Get set. Go.
Yep. Let's go with Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not starting.
Oh man. I have no idea.
Time.
I have no idea.
Your
You answered all the ones that I would have guessed.
Your
so.
answers could have been, but not limited to, Andy Dalton, Russell
No.
Wilson,
Jameis Winston, Marcus
Jameis
Mariota.
Winston, Marcus
Yeah.
Mariota.
Philip Rivers.
Is
Philip
there
Rivers.
somebody other than Aaron Rodgers?
No.
I'm
No.
not
Tom
familiar.
Brady,
I'm not
Peyton
familiar
Manning,
with them.
Brock Osweiler. Nobody went for those obvious
Sorry.
Colt
questions.
McCoy?
Drew Brees. No,
Oh, yeah, Drew
Kirk
Brees.
Cousins.
Oh.
Kirk Cousins in Washington.
Colt McCoy wouldn't count.
Fair enough.
How about
All right.
Maryland? How about
Moving on.
Sorry.
All right, next topic. Grant, name 5 current MLB players. Ready? Begin.
Albert Pujols, David Eckstein, I think still, Matt Carpenter, Chris Carpenter, and
Time.
I didn't get it out.
That was 4.
Okay.
Anybody else
Drew the
sweating
big
yet?
play.
Drew the
Kurt, you're up next,
Oh,
sir.
God.
10
Okay.
seconds on the clock. Let's see.
Let's try a few Brewers.
Here we go. We just said they got to be current MLB. Didn't say what team they're on. Ready, begin.
Let's go with Ryan Braun. Let's go with Yeah, it's been too far out of the season already. Let's go with Carlos Gomez.
That's
go.
two. Time.
Yeah.
You got two.
Oh, boy.
It's too far out of the season. I can't think of their names anymore.
Thinking of the
All
shirt
right.
that you got me, I feel like you could have thought of it. You can't say him. Can't say him. Connor's still got to go. Connor, are you ready to go, sir?
Yeah.
10 seconds on the clock and begin.
Joe Mauer, Joe Lucroy. What is his? Oh, it's Lucroy. That's his last name.
What's his first
Yeah.
name?
I forget.
Irrelevant.
It's-
Go.
I got the first name. All right. Yeah. David Price.
Time.
All right. I got 3.
That'd be Jonathan, by the way.
What? Oh,
Jonathan
did I say
Lucroy.
Joe?
You said John.
It's like Joe.
Or Joe
I said
Lucroy.
Joe. I don't know.
I don't know.
Joe's
Could've
better.
said
He should change his
Yezo
name to
Puig.
Joe.
All right.
Yadier
It is
Molina,
time
all
for the
these guys.
final round. Josh, can you give us the scores, please?
Connor has 10, Grant has 8, and Kurt has 3.
Yeah.
So keep in mind what you
warm up.
need. Kurt, you will be going first. You need to name 5
Oh, boy.
sports movies. Now,
Ooh.
just to clarify, you cannot rattle off entire series of movies like Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, no one cares.
Darn it.
Sandlot, Mighty Ducks, etc.
All right,
Each
all right.
answer has to be from a different movie series.
Okay.
Got it? Got it? All right. 10 seconds on the clock, Kurt. Ready? Begin.
The only one that ever matters, remember the Titans. Let's go with Rudy. Let's go with the replacements. Let's see. Radio.
Time.
Okay, I got 4.
We got 4.
right,
Those
all
are
right.
the 4 I thought you were going to go with.
Because they're the only ones I know.
Exactly. I love it. All right. Connor?
So I
You ready?
can't say Rocky now because you already said Rocky.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, but
and
you
Mighty
can't
Ducks.
use use
so-
any of those
so
like
thanks for
series
that.
though.
Yeah.
Can't use any of those series.
okay.
So you can't use those 3.
No, I
either.
can't. No, I can't.
Here we
even
go.
do that.
On your mark. Get set. Go.
The Blind Side, Cinderella Man. It's a boxing movie. The
a thing.
Fighter, another boxing movie. The Warrior, UFC movie.
Time.
Okay.
Okay. Nice
So
job.
I know,
Connor
I'm
got
fighting
4. He's got 14.
I can't come back.
He can't come
I
back.
can't
but
come
Grant
back.
for brownie points and just for overall morale. Here we go. Are you ready, sir?
Ready.
Last answers are coming from you. 10 seconds on the clock begins now.
$1 Million Baby,
good movie.
Miracle, Concussion. There's so many of them.
Time.
Shoot.
So many you can't even think
Oh,
of them. Time's
the
up.
other hockey movie, the
Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks.
Mighty
Yeah,
Ducks
that'd be
2.
one.
Mighty
Slapshot.
Ducks 3.
Slapshot.
Oh,
Slapshot, yeah.
All right. And with that, our Name 5 panelist showdown is complete. Game Master Scheibe, who is our winner, sir?
That would be Connor with 14 points.
Hey! Well done. Congratulations, Connor, on winning the first edition of the Name 5 panelist showdown.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
What's the Score has been a production of the Sports Quotient and Sports Radio America. Thanks to our studio audience here at the BLC studios. Our panelists this week have been Connor Christensen, Grant Coppersmith, and Kurt Colburn. Our social media producer has been Erica Hill. Our theme was composed by Danny Hoffenstein. And our executive producer is Corey Plath.
I've been your game master, Josh Scheibe.
And I've been your host, Baxter Colburn. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time on What's the Score?